travelled to Sydney, aiming to protect a 1-0 lead against Marconi Fairfield, the newly crowned minor premiers. The prize for the winner was direct passage to the grand final, although it turns out the matter of home city advantage was not guaranteed after all. That was one for the politicians to decide. The players got down to business. Your commentators at Bossley Park, Mike Cockrell and Johnny Warren.
Well, Manfred Schaefer has produced one of the biggest selection shocks of the season by dropping the versatile Matthew Bingley to the bench. In comes Robbie Stanton and Bloodo Zoric, while out goes the injured John Paul Demariny alongside Bingley, who was playing for the Socceroos just 2 months ago. The suspension of Danny Tiato, sent off in the first leg last week, sees Ian Dobson promote Pinko Buljubasic off the bench tonight. The informed Knights will look again to Adrian Cervinski, who has proved a key figure since returning from a 12-month ban, for more goals after his splendid effort last week. It's a big stage too for sweeper Joe Simunic, who has earned rave reviews in his first season in the A-League. Well, we just had word, in fact, that Matthew Bingley has been substituted for disciplinary reasons. There's nothing wrong with his health. So, obviously, Manfred Schaefer proving a point. As Awaritefe escapes down the left. A good run here by big Francis Awaritefe. In the middle is Maloney. A great save by Juric, though. And the ball eventually cleared by the Knights. But a special there from Maloney, who breaks so quickly from midfield, almost getting on the end of things. And in the end, Frank Juric bravely out at his feet. First time, really, Awaritefe's got some room, and nothing wrong with that challenge from Maloney. Corner comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, away by Stanton. Lapsansky. Still onside is Pondeljak. A good low cross to the near post. Catlin gets a save in there, and the ball just scrambled clear by Marconi. Great ball there by Zoric. The pass has beaten 3 Knights players and put Maloney through. His ball in towards Harper, who's on the sprint, trying to get past Juric, and once again, Frank Juric showing great courage there to dive at the feet of a Marconi player. That was a sweet move down the left by the Stallions. And Maloney, in the end, delivered the through ball for Harper, who tried to get it just past Juric, but good brave goalkeeping by the Olyroos keeper. Here's Awaritefe now. Square is Harper. And just a misunderstanding there between Harper and Awaritefe. And Marconi a ball watch as Spiteri gets into the box. Souris scurrying back. Look at the space for Tom Pondeljak. And that's a goal for the Knights. Tom Pondeljak. Well, what a devastating blow for Marconi. What a delightful moment for the reigning champions. Tom Pondeljak putting the visitors ahead. 22 minutes into the match. And celebrations on that Melbourne Knights bench as Marconi really went to sleep defensively, and they were made to pay for it. Good work here by Spiteri, often criticised for being a selfish player. Very unselfish on this occasion. And that's a great finish by Pondeljak, beating Bobby Catlin down to his left.
Says a lot about the game, Michael. Marconi gave that ball away. Awaritefe, Harper, the misunderstanding in the other half. Quick break. Good work from Spiteri, and well taken. Just picks his time, doesn't just blast it, just picks his spot.
Here comes Zoric. Hristodoulou, who hasn't really been sighted as yet. Maloney has Casserly to his right. Closed down quickly by Amicis. Onto his left foot, Luke Casserly lays it off for Hristodoulou. The shot from Hristodoulou rebounds towards Awaritefe, and he goes in on the keeper. And Frank Juric not happy about it. Either is the referee, Eddie Lenny. It's going to be a free kick to the Knights. Marconi perhaps hesitating fatally here. They had better opportunities to shoot earlier in that move. And eventually Awaritefe stretching fouled the keeper. Having a strong game in midfield as Pondeljak now breaks down the right. 30 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Knights. The early ball in, and Adrian Cervinski got on the end of that cross from Pondeljak. As the low ball came in, touch there by Cervinski. Good break down the right there by Pondeljak. Souris matching him stride for stride, but he has awesome pace, Tom Pondeljak. A foul committed on Spiteri there by Paul Souris. So a chance here for the Knights to cause some problems in that Marconi defence. Bob Catlin, the keeper, wants 4 in the wall. At the back post, plenty of tall timber for the Knights. Kovacevic, Adrian Cervinski, David Cervinski. In fact, it's Adrian Cervinski over the ball, chipping it towards his brother. Good header there by David Cervinski, and 2-0 to the Knights. Well, brothers in arms, Adrian Cervinski, David Cervinski surely put the issue beyond doubt. The Knights in control, and David Cervinski, who has popped up with many timely goals this season, has done it again. Ian Dobson, the Knights coach, knows perhaps that his team has done the hard part. It's 2-0 away from home, 3-0 on aggregate. The goal coming after 35 minutes. And the two brothers combined, Cervinski with the free kick. And look at the jump there by David Cervinski over Gary Van Egmond. 2-0 to Melbourne Knights.
And that's the ball game now, you would think, Michael.
The Knights in cruise control after this goal by David Cervinski. Superbly caught by our camera in the net there. Need to score 4 times in the second half and not concede a goal as the corner comes in. A comfortable save for the very impressive Frank Juric.
They need a performance like we saw here against Olympic. We mentioned it in the first half. Olympic walloped them here, 3-0 in the first half. Marconi came back, pulled one back, but could well have got a draw, if not a win. They had a splendid second half, and they need that type of performance if they're to do what really is mission impossible. I mean, 4 goals without any reply from the Knights is going to be a big ask. And certainly beyond Marconi on what we've seen from them in the first stanza.
Here's Stanton now with a great ball in behind that defence. Casserly gets the cross in, and Harper was lurking, but 2 Knights players in the way. And a huge punt upfield by Simunic. As Spiteri is found to have backed into Souris. Free kick quickly taken by Marconi. Good work there by Bingley, who's drawn the foul. Very calm Melbourne Knights coach Ian Dobson, cutting his teeth, of course. Many years in the Victorian Premier League, getting his chance in the NSL. Here's Hristodoulou, still going. Eric Hristodoulou. That's a great shot and a great goal from Eric Hristodoulou. The perfect response. What a class finish that was by the Marconi midfield player. Where there's life, there's hope, perhaps. But the goal did come early in the second half from Marconi. There's 4 minutes after the break. The first goal scored by Marconi against the Knights this season, and what a splendid goal it was.
That is a class goal. Beautifully placed, just curved in the top corner. Just what Marconi needed.
And the defender on the line there, Vinko Buljubasic, no hope to stop it. They remain in charge, of course, though, the Melbourne Knights. Very much so. Casserly appeals for a free kick. He won't get it. Hristodoulou dispossesses Amicis going forward. There's a cross from Hristodoulou. Away by Simunic. Still going in the box there, and Maloney tries to break through. Out quickly once again was Juric. A few anxious moments now in defence for the Knights. Simunic looks to be a quality player, there's no doubt about that. And the cross comes in from Holst. Jumping was Bingley. Harper against the keeper, and Juric again the stronger of the two. Frank Juric really hasn't been extended in terms of having to move around his goal, but he has been extended in terms of having to come for the crosses, having to be brave and decisive, and he's done that superbly well this evening, which of course is encouraging for the Olyroos. Juric, the first choice keeper for the Australian Olympic team. Here come the Knights. Kovacevic, who should have shot there really, Ante Kovacevic. And Maloney now, as Kovacevic steams back, throws down the space. Harper on the left side, tries to shoot, the ball spinning off, and surely that's a goal. It is! Brad Maloney gets his due reward, and Marconi are back in the match, 2-2. Unbelievable stuff. The shot from Harper was blocked by a Melbourne Knights player, and the deflection swept into the path of Brad Maloney, and he finished from close range. We're now just over 60 minutes into the match. Marconi back in the picture thanks to this goal from Brad Maloney.
A typical Maloney goal. You mentioned it earlier, Michael, that late run into the box. And also the fact that Andy Harper just hasn't been involved in the game. Marconi need him in for that reason. But a typical Maloney goal, and we now have a game on our hands.
Tom Pondeljak. And up there was David Cervinski, and at full stretch, Catlin makes another excellent save. He's so dangerous in the air, David Cervinski. He climbed well, plenty of power in the header. It was going in, and Catlin down low to his right, able to push the ball around the upright. And a very important save there by the Marconi keeper.
Thankfully for Marconi, Catlin in good touch. 2 great saves.
And the Knights now look to be in with a 50-50 chance of winning their second National League title. They still have 10 minutes to play, though, here at Bosley Park. Score 2-2 between Marconi and the Knights. Very little emotion there on the face of Ian Dobson. Spiteri with a shot on the turn, and just wide once again. The Knights peppering the goal of Bob Catlin. Good strong run this by Amicis. He runs out of support. There's Ollie Pondeljak now, going towards the corner flag, shadowed by Holst. Throw in to the Knights. 4 minutes now of stoppages played by the referee, Eddie Lenny. Some of the crowd have left, most of them remaining by the exits, though. No one forward for Marconi, and a rare mistake almost by Simunic, who recovers well. Cervinski chips it down to Nastevski on this right touchline. Casserly wins the ball back for Marconi and gives it promptly back to the Knights. And there it is, the final whistle from Eddie Lenny. So the defending champions, the Melbourne Knights, are in another grand final. They've got half a chance of retaining their championship, and few would quibble about the merits of their victory on aggregate. The full-time score at Bosley Park is Marconi Fairfield 2, the Melbourne Knights 2.
And it finished all square on the night, but in reality the Knights were comfortable winners 3-2 on aggregate, the 2 away goals effectively killing off Marconi's challenge. And Kimon Taliadoris, good evening to you. Welcome to the programme. You were involved in a titanic struggle, as they say, last night, but we'll talk about that later. Firstly, this particular match, and what a great result for the Knights, and what a transformation for them over the season.
Incredible result. The Knights seemed doomed halfway through the season, and Ian Dobson has performed miracles, I think, down at the club there. And the result on the weekend was a fantastic performance, very professional and very thorough. The way they managed to score the away goals, which is so critical to ensure their passage through to the grand final.
Okay, now they had some during this latter stage of the season, certainly some discoveries as well. Tom Pondeljak is looking to be a most exciting player.
Yeah, well, hasn't he been a revelation? I mean, in particular last night, I think he was the difference between the sides. I mean, a great strike from almost 30 yards there, just over the bar, first time. Obviously, he has a natural eye for goal, and I think
always seemed to find room on the wing too.
Yeah, that's right. His ability to maintain that width gave the Knights an extra dimension, as we'll see again here, where he retains his position and can still get the quality balls in or retain possession as he does here.
A wonderful talent, the younger brother of Ollie Pondeljak. This is Joe Spiteri laying it off for him. Beautiful finish.
Yeah, precise finish.
Yeah, under pressure, placing it. Very nice.
Yeah, delightful finish there. That's a sign of a class player.
Okay, now just some comments as we watch Tom Pondeljak rocket away, and he's got some pace too, because Souris is not a slouch, is he?
Well, that's right. There's certainly a lot of pace in the Pondeljak family. I mean, Ollie's an incredible athlete himself, so...
Very quick.
Absolutely.
Very, very quick. Now, just a couple of other things, just quickly on the Awaritefe Bingley thing. How did you read that, Manfred Schaefer taking Awaritefe off? Because, well, as he says, because he was talking too much on the field.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, Manfred's obviously not afraid to make the bold coaching moves, dropping Matthew Bingley at the start of the match and then substituting both Francis Awaritefe and Gary van Egmond, both seasoned campaigners. I think Francis is too professional to be termed a big mouth, and I think he probably uses those psychological tactics to his advantage more often than they're used against him.
Not to his advantage last night, though. Well. Thanks, keep on moving.